The Dallas Stars were no match for one of the best in the NHL as Winnipeg came to Dallas and made a statement proving they are the best in the West. And after another loss, my question is, are the Dallas Stars cooked?
You're Locked On Stars, your daily podcast on the Dallas Stars, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Howdy, Stars fans. I'm Joey Erickson, former producer of 105 Through the Fan. Please be sure to subscribe. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And as always, thank you so much for making us a part of your day and making us your first listen. The Dallas Stars had absolutely zero answers for the Winnipeg Jets as they fall for the fourth straight game tonight. As the Winnipeg Jets take it to Dallas, they make a statement, they puff out their chest and say the West is going to run through us in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll break it all down. We'll talk about, can anybody on the Dallas Stars possibly provide a spark, if any, or are the Dallas Stars just straight cooked? Because I don't know if they have any life yet. And we'll get to Utah on Saturday as the Stars get ready for their road trip as the season is coming to an end in about a week. Thank you for joining us on Locked On Stars. Shout out to all you everydayers out there. I'll be honest, Stars fans, the hope is just completely sucked out of me currently. And saying that, I do want to say, I hate to even make this point because there really is no moral victories at the end of April, but I liked what we saw out of Dallas for the most part in this game. They're just not good. Or Winnipeg is just clearly the better team, is how I should phrase that. Winnipeg is just clearly the better team right now. And Winnipeg is how the Dallas Stars should be looking going into the playoffs, but they're just the complete opposite. And Winnipeg's a phenomenal team. And I think this game is case in point too. The first two periods, Dallas is hanging around. They weren't getting absolutely dominated like we've seen. And the score doesn't reflect maybe how Dallas played in this game, because I think Dallas has played worse in their previous three losses. But Winnipeg is a true cup contender, and Dallas ran into one tonight. And this is how these games are going to go in round one against Colorado each and every night. This is case in point how the Stars are going to play against a true Stanley Cup contender without Miro Heiskanen. And who knows how much Miro can clean up of some of this mess. I don't know how much more they have left. And that's why I'm asking, are they cooked? Are they just done? Has the injuries, has the travel, has the last two seasons of making it to the Western Conference Final just caught up to them? They're just exhausted mentally, physically. Are they done? I don't see anything that would lead me to believe that they can win a playoff series at this point. And credit to Sam Steele, who played phenomenally tonight, and he threw some fists, and I enjoyed that. Like there was some fight in the game from Dallas too. I liked some of their game in this one. Winnipeg's just clearly the better team, and even when Dallas was outworking them on shifts, you could see how hard it was that Dallas had to work just to maybe get one opportunity on Hellenbuck. And maybe that one opportunity is a shot from outside the tops of the circles. And any shots they had in those grade A chances were gobbled up because Hellenbuck's the best goaltender in the world. And he can clean up any mistake or any breakdown Winnipeg has. Meanwhile, Dallas has to work their tail off just to spend 30 seconds in the offensive zone, create a turnover here or there, make 3 or 4 passes, then get a shot away. And maybe it's a one and done, and Winnipeg's going back the other way. And Dallas, they made some mistakes, and a few of those mistakes ended up in the back of their own net, right? Just too many turnovers. Bichel got walked. I love Bichel's really first two periods too, outside of him stepping up. He hesitated on that puck at center ice. He should have stepped up to knock it away, but he allowed Barron to just eat him up. And we've seen him do this a few times. He commits and anticipates outside, and the opponent beats him inside and made a nifty move on Otter to beat him. And again, I don't think Dallas played atrocious in this hockey game. They got outshot 35-22, outshot 17-7 in the third period. Again, it's just night in and night out at this point. I think they're done. At this point, it's consolation games in round one, and maybe that is just really, really negative and not fair to how hard this team has fought. I don't see them competing against any team that is like Winnipeg, and that's Colorado. That's going to be Vegas, right? I just don't see them having a shot. Perhaps, unless Miro comes back, I'll feel a lot better with number 4. I just don't know if there's enough juice left for them to compete at a high enough level in a 7-game series. They don't have any juice. Or enough for that matter against really good teams. And again, I liked what we saw out of Jamie Benn, by the way. He's looked excellent since he's come back. I think he's sort of gotten into a playoff mode, which is good to see. Ranton is working his bag off, right? There's certain guys that are just working their tails off, and the results just aren't coming because they don't have enough players. They don't have enough players. And by that, I mean quality, or not bodies. I just mean quality. They just don't have enough to beat a Winnipeg, and they don't have enough to put it together to beat other teams that aren't even in the playoff conversation like we've seen. This is just an awful stretch. The worst in the Pete DeBoer era, I would say. They don't have any answers. And they didn't have for Winnipeg, who just looks locked and loaded. They look like a fantastic team. The last 2 games Dallas has played them, just complete, just buckle down, grind, physical, hard. I like the pace, the energy to the game, and I thought Dallas, for the most part, they stood up to Winnipeg in the first period and a half. They were right there with them. The intensity wise, energy. They just don't have enough guys to make plays to beat teams like Winnipeg, who are excellent right now. I mean, they're just so deep. They're so heavy. Connor's amazing. There's just a few shifts. You watch 81 all alone on the offensive zone. You're just, somebody mark him. He's just wide open. He was excellent. And, I thought the top line, again, there's moments they're just not good enough. They're not good enough, and I have no expectations at this point. I'm almost just surprised me. Whatever happens. I think if they win 2 games in round 1 against Colorado, that's pretty good for them at this point. And that is an awful conclusion I've sort of come to. Just no hope. I have zero in this hockey club right now. And some of it is not their own fault. I just think it's the circumstances of everything that has sort of just sort of accumulated throughout the season. It's just a lot. And they've had 2 deep runs, right? They had 2 deep runs. That takes a toll on you. And they've had a heck of a regular season. It's ending like absolute crap, but they've played a nice regular season. I just don't know if there's going to be enough there. Who knows? Maybe, Sam Steele should prove me otherwise. What he had tonight, they're gonna throw some punches back. I had no expectations going in the game. I was just hoping. I said it yesterday. I just hope they didn't get run out of the building, and I don't think they got necessarily run out of the building, which is I guess a moral victory. And I'm talking about a 51 team, talking about 50 are talking about moral victories right now, a week away from the playoffs. But it's just, I don't know if they have enough. I don't know if they have enough. They don't have enough to overcome their issues. That's for sure. And it's a really disappointing feeling. And I know Stars fans out there are going to be frustrated, but they just don't have it. They don't have enough. They don't have enough. It's been a grueling 82 game stretch, and I think it's just all caught up to him now, and it's frustrating. But I think the quicker we come to realize that and just enjoy this playoff run for whatever it's going to be, maybe you won't be as frustrated. I know this felt like maybe this was going to be the year. I certainly felt that way, but your best player gets hurt. It's a tough go. Like, those things happen, and it stinks. And even then, right? I even with Miro coming back, I just feel like they have a lot to overcome right now. And some of it, I think, is just physical. Some of it is maybe mental, but they just are clearly not in a position right now to make a deep run. Maybe they get lucky and they squeak by Colorado, but they ain't beat Winnipeg in a 7-game series. I would be shocked if they made it 5 games against the Avs. Okay, I'll say 6. I'll say 6. It's infuriating. I think I've just come to accept it. Maybe that's why I don't sound as upset as I am. I don't think this is the year at this point. And we can hope for the better. I'm just going to take it for what it is the last few games and go from there. And we'll see. But is there a spark? Who will provide it? Is there a player? Is there someone that can just turn things around for Dallas? Who is it? Let me know. I want to know your pick, because I'm spitballing here. I'm trying to find answers. Who can be it? You let me know. I'll share mine in just a moment. Today's episode of Locked On Stars is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are almost here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. You can make FanDuel part of your everyday process. It's free. It's easy to use. You can download it. It's so simple. It's easy to make bets on your favorite team, diving into different player props, from three-pointers. You got steals, assist. FanDuel has many ways to bet your favorite player props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. The NBA playoffs are right around the corner, so download the FanDuel app. It's free. It's available on your smartphone. Don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com. You can claim $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. That's FanDuel.com. Claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Who can be a spark for the Dallas Stars? I'll say that the fourth line was awesome tonight. Again, Beck, Steele, Dodonov, they deserve a heck of a lot of credit for the way they played, just spending time in the offensive zone, just relentless stuff. Again, maybe this point doesn't matter since they lost again, but like seeing guys like Sam Steele just go balls to the wall and not just lay down and accept it is some pride, and I like seeing that. I love seeing that. Just to see guys just not give up, right? And I don't want to say Dallas is just giving up, because I truly believe they're giving every ounce. And maybe I'm naive. I think they're giving every single ounce. Like, they are trying to make things happen. It just simply is not. It's just not working. They do not have answers. It's the snowball effect of everything that has transpired this season, and it is just hit a brick wall. and I don't know if they can get through it. But can someone be the difference maker? I think so. It's going to have to be Jamie Benn. We really need the captain to step up and try to just will this team to something. They need a leader desperately to get them through this slump. And by the way, everything gets reset to 0 in a week. I know it's awful, and I know I'm being a Debbie Downer right now, but everything gets reset, and it's a clean slate, and you go from there, and anything can happen. Anything can happen. And Dallas can turn the switch. Who knows? And Jamie Benn is going to have to lead the forefront. Spiritually, so to speak, leadership-wise, and play. Needs to continue to play the way he is right now because he's looked excellent. He hasn't scored in like 14 games, just sticking on 399, but he's looked great. And yes, Dallas is going to need Ropes and the Robos of the world. They're going to need all those, but I just think Jamie can be in that lot. Like, right, his contract's coming to an end this year. Like, hey, follow me, right? Follow me, and we're going to grind this thing out. They have to win hockey games in a style that's just very hard to replicate game in and game out. But that's where they're at this point. They have to have Otter be almost perfect. And like we saw tonight against Winnipeg, those 3 or 4 chances you get, like in the slot, you just got to score. But when you're playing really good goaltenders, it's a tough ask. It's a tough ask. So I hope someone can be the difference maker. I really do. I hope someone can be the spark. I'd love to hear who you think that could be. Maybe it's a Sam Steele, just showing some fight, right? Just showing some life. And yeah, just showing some life. Just a tough one because again, I don't believe Dallas played that bad in the game. They played worse against Pittsburgh, Vancouver, and they scored 5, and they scored 3. But when you play a team like Winnipeg, who you're going to face the rest of the way, it's hard. And the first time Dallas has been shut out this season. First time this season. So, again, it's just peak suck. It has just been an awful, awful week for the Dallas Stars. And I hope this doesn't sound like I'm piling on because I don't want to do that. I really don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to really, call out players or just be rude, so to speak. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I don't feel like kicking them while they're down. I think they're doing the best with what they have. And that's again, I think I've come to I've made peace at what the Dallas Stars are right now, and I'm just going to try to enjoy it the rest of the way. And I'm not telling anybody they have to subscribe to that. You can fan how you want to fan. I'll do it my way too. It's just I think it's a lot. I think everything that has happened this season, and you have to factor, I know no one wants to hear it, but you have to factor in 2 really long arduous cup runs. I think they're out of gas. And they're going to have to reset. But again, they could surprise us, and maybe they flip things around. And that's why I'm hoping it's someone like Jamie Benn, like their captain, their leader, that can just will them, because they need someone to. And we pray and pray that 4 comes back, hopefully for round 1 at some point, and maybe it all clicks again. Like, that would be awesome, and it's a storybook run. But I don't know if we can expect Miro, who's skating still, just skating. Of course, has not returned to practice. You look at a player like Tyler Seguin, who has been practicing here of late, but is still not full contact. And he's really close, supposedly. So Miro's probably 2 weeks off, I would suspect. And that would be maybe smack dab in the middle of round one. We'll see how it all plays out. But that's my choice. I think it's Jamie Benn. It has to be. It has to be. Oh, just awful. I certainly have not had one of these moments since I've taken over Locked On Stars. That's for sure. It's been just a lot of sunshine and rainbows, but hard to put into words sometimes. That's for sure. The great thing is they're back at it on Saturday, and you get back on the horse. Got a Utah Hockey Club you beat a couple times this season. Start the road trip and try to turn things around on Saturday. That's all you can do. So let's take a peek at Utah and just the upcoming games here as the Stars get ready to close their regular season. We'll do that in just a moment. Today's episode of Locked On Stars is brought to you by GameTime. There's nothing like the energy of a live game, whether it's catching a last-minute MLB showdown or soaking in the excitement of an NBA matchup. Finding great seats at a great price, that's a challenge until you get GameTime. It makes scoring last-minute tickets easier than ever. Prices actually drop as the events gets closer, and with their all-in pricing, you see the total cost up front. No surprises at checkout. Last-minute deals save up to 60% off buying for last-minute sports, concerts, comedy, theater. GameTime is amazing. They give you that peace of mind. You can see the view from your seat before you buy it. You get that lowest price guarantee, and you don't have to worry about overpaying. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download GameTime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. The Stars are taking on Utah at home. I apologize if I kept mentioning they were on the road. It's been a long day to say the least. But they play their final home game of the season against the Hockey Club on Saturday. And then they got Detroit and Nashville to finish out the year. And 3 games that are very winnable on paper for Dallas. And I think right now I would just take anything remotely in terms of 2 full points here in the next 3 games. If you can win 3, that would be just fantastic. 2 would be awesome. 2 would be great. Just get some positive vibes rolling. They need some positive momentum right now. That's what they really need. Just something to kind of hang their hat on. And maybe even tonight is a bit of that, where it wasn't the score or the results you wanted, but darn, you kind of held in, and it wasn't ugly by any stretch. And you had some players that are showing some life. And I would say for the most part, like 95% of what we saw from the lineup was pretty good, energy and intensity wise, because we haven't seen that enough. And again, this is embarrassing. I'm even really having to point this out at this point in the season, but I think it shows you where the Stars are right now. This is where they are as a team. It is just really tough sledding, and I hope they can get something positive going. They've had a couple really nice games against Utah already this season. DeSmith has basically just been lights out. Nashville and Detroit, 2 teams that aren't playing for anything. And you can end the year on a high note, whatever that note is, right? And you go in with your head held high, so to speak. It's been tough. And even during this, it's not like they're getting blown out of the building either, which is just weird because of the amount of shots and chances they've given up. They're still in a lot of these hockey games. I guess that's a bright spot. Even their worst hockey, like they're staying in some of these games, and you're maybe picking up a point here or there, like in a few of the overtime losses. You play Winnipegs of the world, you get beat like this, unfortunately. and that's who you're going to face here in a week. But they have to take whatever slice they can get at this point and hold on to it for dear life. It feels like rock bottom. It's time to ask for help, and we'll see, and we hope it's coming. We hope it's coming in Miro. Man, I hope they're just cheesing, and Miro's going to be ready for game one, and maybe I'll be back on the train. But just they weren't good. They're not good enough. Not good enough right now. Not good enough, and that's with some good energy, some effort. Like they actually showed up, which is good to see. Just still not good enough. So yeah, I need them to win a game or two here in the final three, just to have some life. Have some life. Get something going. Find a rhythm. Find something. I don't know what it needs to be. Just anything to get them rolling, and go from there. Hopefully you clinch home ice. Still be nice to have game one. You win a game at home. One of the first two, okay, like maybe we can grind away here. Grind away, and go from there. So I don't know, Stars fans. I'm defeated. I really am. I really am. And I hate to be this way, but I'm defeated. I don't have a ton of answers, as if I do normally. But I think they're gassed, Stars fans. I don't know if there's a lot there. And it was nice to see some fight tonight, though. I'm still gonna highlight that and take that to sleep tonight. I'm gonna take that to sleep. They showed some life, like there's some fight, and if it's a moral victory that we have to take home, it's what we gotta take home. So that's what I'm gonna do tonight, and I hope you will as well. Take something positive from the contest, and do not get too down. Still something to play for. I don't know if I've softened the blow by any measure. That certainly hasn't been the episode, if that's what you were hoping to listen to today. But we'll get back on the horse. We'll get back on the horse. Oh, Stars fans, thank you so much, as always, for the love and support. Y'all are awesome. And please continue to voice your frustrations if you have them in the comments below. This is a safe space. We're gonna come together, have a kumbaya at the end of the year before we start the postseason. Maybe we can wipe all the toxins away, and we can just carry something positive into the playoffs. I think I need some of you to lift me up right now. So we're gonna have a kumbaya, whatever that's gonna be at the end of the year. Gonna flush it all out, flush it out of the system. But that'll do it for another week of Locked On Stars. Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you so much. Hit like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Never miss an episode. Appreciate all you everydayers out there. Going to be a busy weekend. Best of three play-in series for the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. So looking forward to that. My first playoff game of the spring. And it's going to be a great weekend, hopefully. And maybe a Stars win on Saturday. Stars fans, so long.